La 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 la. Hey, bam, we're live. Good morning, Jethro. Good morning, Marissa. Anohosa. Good morning, Dusty. Mr. Willard, what's up? Good morning, Blade. Yo, I saw a Instagram crip. I saw Instagram crip. I saw Instagram. I saw an IG video. You know the tall redheaded guy who's singing that song that everyone likes right now? It's like some sort of country song. It sounds like it's from. Is it a country song? Maybe it's a rock and roll song. I don't know what genre that falls into, but he was on Rogan recently. The backstory on that's kind of crazy. I didn't know the backstory on that song. What's the name of that song again? Something the men in the north of West Virginia, Epstein's Island, kids on Epstein's Island, blah blah blah. Anyway, that guy asked for a message from God, and then 30 days later, he's got the number one song in the country. That's kind of a crazy story. From drug addict to hey, hi,
What's going on?
dude. Did you look up to the heavens and were you like, dear God, please send me a stable of amazing athletes. I will do the rest. And then 1 year later, you have an amazing stable of athletes.
Man, that's a big question right there. Dang, I didn't even like get my mind right for this one. Short. No, I didn't. No, I didn't do
Damn.
that.
Did you
I
hear the story
usually,
about the redheaded guy who did that? Like, I just saw, like, I didn't hear it come out of his mouth, but I heard Rogan giving a synopsis. You know what song I'm talking about? The country song that's taken the country by storm.
yeah, the redhead with the beard, right?
Yeah, 30 days before that song became popular, I guess he's a drug addict and he looked to the heavens and said, dear God, fucking hook it up, bro. I need your help. And he's off of drugs. And he said, if you hook it up, God, I'll spread your word for the rest of my life or some shit. He made a deal with, I guess you're supposed to make a deal with the devil. He made a deal with God.
Really?
That's what I mean. I saw just a quick clip on Instagram. You know, the app, the big phone app thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw
yeah.
it on there.
Admittedly, I've only seen about like 30-second clips of that song. I haven't quite listened to the whole thing, but I
It's
imagine it's probably
catchy.
pretty good.
Do you like
Yeah.
it? Yeah, it's catchy.
Yeah,
He,
I
ma-
thought it was good, the parts that I heard.
he makes like a thing like he takes like it even mentions Epstein's Island on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I didn't know it went like that, but all right, that's cool.
Hey, I got a question for you. It's the kind of thing that really should be said privately, but I'm going to say it publicly.
Okay, go.
I watched a video that Street Horner made the other day, and then I watched this other video that Dallin made. I don't know if they made them or who's coaching them, but
Hmm.
they were weird videos. It's like Street Horner's like it's a whole video about how he should be more vulnerable, but he's not being more vulnerable. It's like, hey, dude, shouldn't you have been more vulnerable instead of saying you're going to be more vulnerable? Or Dallin's talking about his brand or something. And I started thinking,
Hmm.
oh shit, someone's coaching these guys to do like to sell themselves. I started tripping. I was like, went into a little bit of a panic. I was like, oh no, oh no. First, I was like blaming social media. I'm like, what are these guys doing? It doesn't even make any sense. Just like go out and do some, you want to be vulnerable, take some fucking LSD and go live on Instagram.
Yeah.
I was tripping on the videos. They just seem to miss the mark. Yeah, I don't want to be rude, but it's kind of like well, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. It's like when people say, "Hey, my account is for God," and then I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm here for it. Give me some God shit." But there's no God shit. Or I'm here to help women. Okay, I'm here for it. Give me some help women shit. But there's none, and I was tripping a little. I was tripping.
Yeah.
Do you know what videos I'm talking about?
I do. I was there when they were shooting them. Not
Do you agree
street.
with me, or do
So
you think I'm just being too harsh and I'm off base and they're young men and
uh I don't know if like vulnerability in a sense of like I want my social media platform to show my vulnerable side of things, or if he's just saying in that interview because the interview is asking them very specific questions on, you know, what this and that does to you, right? And he's like, well, I'm trying to be more vulnerable and whatnot. So maybe in his life he's trying to be more vulnerable, but I don't know. I haven't really listened to the whole thing on street side, but I did listen to Dallin side of things. You know, the interview, they're asking them questions. The platform is asking them questions to help like promote the platform that they're using, which is like a posting company that does like,
I knew it. I
you know,
knew it. I knew it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
you know. Now, I mean, I believe Street. You know, I haven't really Dallins isn't as directed to that as Streets is, but I do believe Street.
Dallin
I
says
think
some weird shit like he's referring to himself as a brand. It's like, no, dude, you're a man of God. We already know that. Don't refer to yourself. You're not a brand. You're a boy. You're a boy with the crazy physical body that works hard, and you're a man of God. Like these are, and you're not a brand. I don't know.
Yeah. What I think,
I'm
like,
tripping. I'm tripping.
If
you want to be vulnerable, come on this show. I'll ask you like who touched you that made you want to push that you're running when you were a little boy that makes you now do CrossFit and hang out in the pain cave. We'll get to it. We'll get to it, baby. We'll get to it.
You know, man, I mean, vulnerable, man. I think being vulnerable is like, kind of like what you mentioned, but instead of going on public air, just like, you know, sit down on the beach and just like deal with your emotions and deal with the things that you're thinking about in your mind, and see if when you come out the other side of it, if you can be like a step closer to that vulnerability, you know.
Let me give Dallin some love too. I don't know Street's material at all. That was like one of the first videos I've ever seen of Street. I know that my homeboy Andrew Hiller is friends with him and really likes him. And I know
Street's a super good dude.
And I know that he used to put it to Miss David's daughter, but other than that, I don't know him so good. But Dallin walks the walk. He has he's got a little bit of that young rich Froning in him, where like if you saw him come out of a brothel, you wouldn't think he was in there fucking chicks. You would think he was like trying to save someone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nothing seems like it could stick to him. He don't got to do anything else. Just keep doing him.
100%. Yeah. And you know what? Like you just described his brand. Like that's what that is. And you know, Dallin, I think when Dallin is saying like his brand, like that's it right there. It's just like a young Froning, and you know, he's going in there to save, you know, the world.
Yeah. All right. Johnny was I didn't even know Street was a brute athlete.
So Street wasn't a brute athlete when he was competing. I'm really not 100% sure his story of like who's coaching him. I know he was proven for his last like season, but we're actually teaming up with Street to release a training program, or a reboot of our brute body program that used to be headlined by Brooke Entz back in the day.
Two amazing bodies.
Yeah, I'd say so.
You ever seen Brooke Entz's mom? You ever seen Brooke Entz's mom?
I haven't. No. Yeah.
Dispel any steroid rumors instantaneously. I saw there was this video where her mom flexes her arm in the kitchen. Her arm is crazy. Crazy. It's just genetic. You know what I mean? Just genetic. I mean, and hard work, but you know what I mean? But there's a response factor there. I hate it when people accuse her of being on roids, and then I saw her mom partially naked, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you saw her mom partially naked. Was this
in
like
the kitchen?
In person, or are we just talking about?
No, just
your
in a video.
Kitchen or
no, not my kitchen. She can come to my kitchen. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing her mom partially naked. I have to be careful. Last time I talked about Brooke, she called me and had to slap me around a little. But I don't think I've said anything bad yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so the release of the body program with reboot with Street Horner.
Yep. Yeah. I'm actually, you know what, man, I'm excited. So here's the thing that I liked about Street was the way he was describing how he trains right now versus how he trained, you know, when he was competing. Was, you know, he's like, guys, I understand. I look like this. I did like 10 years of working out for 5+ hours a day to try to be as fit as I could possibly be. It's like, I realize that now at my stage, I don't need to be doing 5 hours a day to keep my physique, but I can at least show you guys that these things can be done without training 5 hours a day. You just have to be consistent with this, which obviously, like everyone knows that thing. But he mentions things like, you know, you don't need to be snatching, right? You could do dumbbell snatches. You can bring an object from ground to overhead. We can say, yeah, that looks like a snatch, but in order to get that like physique that Street has, or even Brooke has, it's like it doesn't take building up to a 1 rep max snatch. So yeah, it's cool to hear him say things like that, and I don't think he realizes it when he's saying those things. It's like, oh, that's actually that's good content for people to hear.
He did. There was something else in there about about when you post on Instagram, feeling like every lift has to be a PR or some shit. I can't really. I mean, I guess I can't really relate to that. I mean, obviously, I don't want to post anything stupid. You know what I mean? That makes me look like a ding dong. It is our own personal people magazines, each of our accounts. Yeah. But anyway, I just thought I would give that feedback. That I'd like to see people just do more. Like if you're like if you're say you're gonna do stuff for women, then start a series where you're like teaching a class with 12-year-old girls to do CrossFit, and then every once in a while chirp in there about some values you have. You know what I mean? Count to 1,000 before you send a naked picture to your boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like offer him some practical fucking advice. As opposed to just like, here I am. You know what I mean? Just like, or like every time James is on, comes on a podcast, I'd like to hear him start with like, I'm going to read you 30 seconds out of the Bible. My homeboy God wanted me to say that. You know what I mean? Like,
just I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Or Street Horner to come on and like show like the side of his shaft and be like, look, I'm being vulnerable. Pull down his pants and show his shaft. Or the first time I kissed Catcher and I want to tell you something. And I'd be like, I'm listening.
Yeah. I think we're just like, we're people just trying to figure ourselves out. As soon as we think we know who we are, like we get shocked and we're just like, whoa, who am I? What do I want? Like what makes me happy? It's just like a revolving like a merry-go-round. Every time it goes around though, it's like a different scene. You're not just stuck in a theme park,
Andrew Hiller, but Street Horner's had that body since he was 15.
You goddamn right. Yeah. Now when he was 15 compared to what it is now, or even like, let's say when he was competing at the highest level of competing, I would guess at that point in time it's probably obviously like weighed more. His muscles were probably what would look like more full, more dense. Now he just looks like, like functional fitness. He just lives like functional fitness. He's not living to compete.
John Chapman, does Matt wear those glasses in case he gets a reflection from his teeth and it blinds his eyes? Those teeth are white. Are those to protect your eyes?
Dude, I like this Chapman guy already. You know what's funny, man, is like I like we have options. People that wear glasses, it's like, do I put contacts on this morning or do I put sunglasses on that have prescription? And it's like, how lazy do I want to be, and like how much time do I got this morning? And that's where we're at. It's like
I have 50 pair of glasses, all prescription, and 42 of them are sunglasses. So I feel you. I fucking feel you. And I love my sunglass prescriptions.
Dude, it's the best. You never lose them. It's like I need them at all. The worst though is when you get stuck inside and you're the only schmuck wearing sunglasses inside, and you're like, I can't, like, they gotta stay on. I know. Like, I would be the guy making fun of the guy.
Hey, if your girlfriend's hot as fuck, you can wear sunglasses indoors.
Yeah, I'd say. I think
that's one of the benefits of having a hot girlfriend that people don't talk about. You can wear shit inside out.
Yeah. Dude, the biggest thing is if you have a hot girlfriend, you're allowed to have a mustache. And it's not creepy.
Yeah.
Like, I think you can actually, it makes more sense to have a mustache when you're with someone than it is to have a mustache when you're single. And it's like one version is, well, both of them. You're gonna keep good looking girls from talking to you. So it serves one good purpose, and the other one is just only serves you.
Right. I like that. Good. That's a 2-page book on the mustache. I do want to say this. I do agree with this. Sunlight's good for your eyes. Ditch the sunglasses. I have no idea if this is true, but I heard that when sun hits your eyes, I'm not talking about like looking directly into the sun, but it signals your body, induces some sort of mechanism that is important. So I do actually do that, try to do that. Like if I'm at the beach, yesterday I was at the beach for like 3 hours playing Frisbee with my kids, and I take my sunglasses off and I just like, all right, suck it up, buttercup. Take some sun.
You know what I wonder is I've heard the same thing before is how long do you have to do that for? Like how long of your life you have to do that for? Because when I was a kid, all of my outdoor sports up until when I was 21, I couldn't wear sunglasses. It was just outside all the time. You know, my eyes burn from the sun, whatever the case may be. It's like now, man, my eyes are so sensitive. It's like, like when is enough enough? You know, I can't walk around this outside. I mean, I'm about to go golfing here in a second. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Just like squint at the ball because it's so bright, the contrast of the white up against the green. It's like, let me just be comfortable. Wear sunglasses.
I didn't wear sunglasses until I was in my 30s.
There you go.
I remember the very first. You want to know a crazy story? The very first time I ever wore sunglasses, I was probably 35 years old, and I was at the Four Seasons in Arizona, and there were like only 6 employees at CrossFit or something like that, and we had a meeting in the morning in some room Greg had rented. Like not like a hotel room, but you know what I mean, like a meeting room. And I'd been.
So you're wearing sunglasses inside,
dude. I had been up at the bar drinking all night the night before. I was so sick. It was like my first work meeting ever in my life.
Yes.
And I asked someone if I could borrow their sunglasses, and I was the only fucking idiot indoors wearing sunglasses. But dude, it saved me. And people kept going, "Why are you wearing sunglasses?" I was like, "I don't know." But I had never worn sunglasses ever. That was the first time. I was addicted after that.
Man, I was 35. It was not too long ago, huh?
Oh, for me, it was a long time ago. 16 years ago. 50, 60, 51. How old are you?
35.
Oh,
look at
that. The other day I text you about I was hearing all sorts of changes that were going to occur at Brute, like or occurring. Can I just rattle them off to you?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I heard that I didn't hear any. Let me start with these two. I didn't hear anything about Fee Sagafi, the 2023 one of the fittest women in the world. 2023 went to the CrossFit Games training out of Brute. Amazing woman. Probably one of the best talkers out of the Brute camp too. Genuine, happy. And then Dallin Pepper, heard nothing about him. No rumors about him. Then I heard that Emma and Dom were traveling to Christianville to do the 2024 season.
Are you asking me a question, or are you?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So that's what. So yeah. That's the first question. So are they going to Christianville, Tennessee? Emma and Dom.
So Emma was she was traveling. I think. Oh, I know. Okay. I know. I do it. So Olivia.
Emma Carey, the girl, she's like got great potential. She's probably going to win the game some year.
I do remember.
She has to be kept away from Danielle Brandon, or else they'll scrap. Good and evil will scrap.
Olivia Solik actually moved up to college in Florida somewhere for what you're mentioning, this like Christian school. And then Emma is like her best friend, so she helped her move up there. From there, Emma went over to Europe, and she's been in Europe for like 2.5, 3 weeks now, traveling around Europe.
That's fun.
Yeah, and that's something that I was actually super excited for her to go do. It's her first European trip. Besides that, I mean, Emma comes back tomorrow. She arrives back tomorrow, and then, normal stuff from there. We start training officially.
Christianville was supposed to be a joke about Cookville. Christianville was supposed to be a joke about Cookville.
Yeah. So, no, false, I guess, is what I would say about that. Coach Dom.
How do those rumors start? Do you even know? Like I'm not. I had two or three pretty good. I wouldn't say they're good sources, but I didn't make it up. I wasn't like if I told you, hey, I heard Danielle Brandon was pregnant, I'm making that up. That's how I'm fishing.
Yeah.
I've heard no rumors. She's not pregnant, is she?
No. When Dom finished up at the CrossFit Games, this is the story that Dom shared with me. As he was walking back to the campground, a couple people from the Cookville camp reached out to him and heard that he was going his separate ways from Brute. And what people don't know is that Dom and I spoke months ago about his own personal goals and how they align with his work goals. And one of those things was he wanted to break away from Brute. And so, I was there to support it. From there, Dom did his research on Mayhem. Now, obviously, Christianville, I agree. And that is that's a big part of Dom's life.
Christianity. So maybe he's valued. He wants to be more work where he's surrounded by people of those values.
Yeah, and I think like everything, so he was offered a position over there, and part of that offering was being able to work
Poach Emma.
Being able to work with their mission group over there. And so I was like, look, Brute does not have that. We don't offer that. And so that's something that's very tough to compete with. So, Dom's exploring his options over there and seeing if it's going to be a good fit.
Okay, good. Wow, you're good. That's nice, Mr. Torres. It's so much nicer when you say it as opposed to me and my friends just like sitting around on text, just like, oh my God.
This motherfucker, I swear. Okay. You would think he was back there and now he's over there. Fuck, can't trust him.
Yeah. Instead, you're like, yeah, this is we're very supportive. Everyone needs to grow. This is exciting times for everyone. And hey, is Emma traveling in Europe by herself?
No, she's with her parents.
Oh, good. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been in Iceland for the last week, I think, a week and a half. Wow.
Training with those girls or just like exploring waterfalls and tourist attractions?
I think it's more so that they did like I think they flew into Iceland, maybe it was some sort of cruise that kind of like went up the coast of it, and they popped them up, like, let them off for a day or two over here and then came back on. I mean, if knowing her family, if they had an option to get time to get over there, I'm sure they jumped into the gym and, if nothing else, did an hour workout.
Carolyn Morris, this is good because this chick slaps me around sometimes when I get out of hand. Like this chick like throws holy water around. I don't know how she does it. I love the openness. It's not even that he's open. It's just that he's chill. He's able to just express things in this way that lacks the drama and excitement of a car crash that I'm always kind of looking for. She's just like, no, it's good. The airbag's deployed. Everything's fine. We're good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
What's funny is when you asked me, I think last week or so, to come on, I was like, man, I would want to, but I just would have been obnoxiously boring. It would have been just like, it's like bouncing a basketball and just like nothing's changing. It's just, it's going down, it's coming back up. But, there's no.
You're great on the show. You're a great guest. Never think you're boring. Ask Matt how he gets paid. Do you prefer Venmo or Zella, or do you prefer cash? Ask Matt how he gets paid.
How he gets paid?
Yeah. How do you like to get paid? Do you like to get paid with? I like cash.
Direct deposit.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
That's always a good way.
Like my woman likes.
Yeah. Does anyone still get paid with checks? Like, is that still like a bi-weekly thing? Is just like they receive checks?
Pull your check out of your purse and.
Dude, when I see people paying for their groceries with checks, I'm just like, it brings me back to when I'm a kid. Mm-hmm. And I'm just in that clerk line. I'm looking at my mom like balance her checkbook and write a check. And I see it now. I'm like, how are people still? Do you know that you
I've
can
seen one in forever? When's the last time you've seen one? Well, my mom will still write me a check. I'll get to my computer desk sometimes and there'll be a check there. She's been doing cash lately, but sometimes there'll be a check there for like $500. Here's for your kids, like whatever lessons. I'm like, fuck yeah, mom. Fuck yeah.
I've the amount of times I've tried to explain to my parents the different apps to send money, it is the most frustrating thing. And they never pick up what I'm putting down. I'm like, look, you can use Zelle. You can use this app called Cash App. You can use Venmo. I'm like, look at these options. And they're like, well, let me just write you this check. I'm like, oh, okay. So I got to go to the bank now. Like, do I have time to be doing this? Half these banks, they don't even like, it's not even like a full working bank. There's one, maybe two people in there and everything's ATMs. You know, the tough things in life.
I don't know how to use Zelle or Venmo or those things either, but and if someone does write me a check, my wife has this app on her phone where she takes a picture of the check and then the money shows up in my account, or like my wife gives me something to play with, give me a portion of it.
Yes.
Here's your play money. Go ahead. And then I don't even know how to get it out. I don't even have an ATM card anymore. Getting cash is hard for me. I have to sell something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like sell an old computer or a camera or something. And then I just put a big old stack of cash in my room somewhere. Like I try to keep it at $5,000, to be honest, in hungies.
I picture you like you need a little bit of cash to, take your wife out maybe for valet or something. So you're like looking around the house to put like on
for valet, exactly.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
And it's like,
no, I have a guy. I have an Asian dude that I've been selling all my shit to for 10 years.
Like anything? Like he's just buying anything from you?
Yeah, anything. So like if I have if I need some cash or something, let's say like my envelope of cash hidden in my closet, no one go in there.
Yeah.
I had to move it from my dresser to my closet because of my kids. And living with like 3 little boys is like living with 3 little criminals. 3 rats.
Yeah.
And so then if I need cash to fill that up, I just call this dude and I just send him pictures of what I have, and then he comes to my house.
What's something in your office right now that you could sell for $20 to $50?
Oh, I only do big. I would sell I have this Leica camera that I haven't used and some lenses that's probably worth like $15,000 that I'm always like, maybe I should sell. I haven't used it in years.
Mm-hmm.
I got this one lens that's like worth $10,000 on eBay.
Really?
But he probably would only give me $3,000 for it. You know what I mean? So that's like the thing.
How much money are you making off of it sitting down on the desk?
0. But I think I'm cool. But I think I'm cool as shit. You know what I mean? It's like Street Horner got muscles. I got this fucking lens.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm sure that lens helps you out in the bedroom with your wife too. I'm sure she's like,
no.
I've been walking past that lens all week. And I'll tell you what,
I got a Hummer because I own that lens. Yeah. My wife doesn't even give a fuck about that stuff. My wife doesn't even require I shower.
That's good, man.
Okay, let's move. So we have 3. Are Dallin and Fee? What do Dallin and Fee have plans to stay at Brute?
Yeah, I actually. So, Brute is actually going to be moving up to Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so it's about 5 hours away. Like, legitimately, like from the furthest point south in Florida to about the furthest point north in Florida.
Okay.
And so Dallin and I went up to go visit the spot, which is we're going to be for the time being renting out a section of a gym that's pretty big gym, a place called CrossFit Tailwinds. The place is 4 times bigger than the place we have right now, so it's going to help a lot of things. But our plan is to move up there in about like December, January time.
So I heard that Danielle was going back to Justin Kotler, but the truth is she's going to Jacksonville. Now I see like where the confusion, Justin Kotler, Jacksonville. Okay.
Easily.
And I heard she was going north, east, northwest, but not that far.
Yeah, easily mistakable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's not moving back to
Vegas?
City, to Vegas?
To Vegas? No, I don't think she was a fan of that city, to be honest with you.
Who is? Who is? I think everyone who lives in Vegas has compromised. You've compromised.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been off the strip when I've been in there, and every time I go in there, you give me like 48 hours, and I'm like sweating to get back home to something normal. So I've had a different experience than a lot of these people that live there, the athletes that's trained there. I mean, I think, Sarah
It's
Siggs is
worse for
training there
them.
now.
If you're not filthy rich, Vegas sucks, or a drug addict.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the only two people having fun there: filthy rich and drug addicts.
Well, I would argue too, even the hotels are probably having fun over there now.
Why? Why? What's going on there?
I mean, did you hear all the things that are coming in there now? It's like Super Bowl this year,
Oh,
F1 this year. Like
oh,
everything's happening over there this year. It's gonna be. They're starting to charge. There's no more free parking on the Vegas Strip anymore. Like you're getting charged for everything. I mean, the business of Vegas is a great business to be in. Business
you ever seen the
of
haircut
gambling.
that the LA Raiders owner has?
Yeah, it looked like his dad's.
It's the something Davis. It's the worst haircut of any human being alive.
I mean,
By far.
you can't say that we never had a bowl cut growing up.
Dude, it's worse than a bowl cut. I had a bowl cut, but I had like cool like hair. Like
Yeah. It reminds me of like if a monk were to get a haircut, it's like that's kind of like what it would be. It's just like right across, kind of like everything is just like edged perfectly. Yeah. You're about to pull up a picture. You doing it or what?
no, I was going to fuck it. I'm already wasted too much. I only have you for 14 minutes, and I know what you're doing. I just realized you're better than me.
I know.
You wanted small talk, so we can't, guys. I see. I was like, oh fuck, I'm getting fucking. This is why this guy's the best at what he does. Okay. Okay. So Daniel. So is Danielle Brandon moving to Jacksonville? Will she still be part of the BRUTE team?
Yeah, as of right now, that's the plan.
Okay. Okay. But you can't see it. I mean, you only know what you know.
Correct. Yeah.
And do you think that if she did go to a different team, you and her would stay friends?
I think we're mature enough to do that.
Yeah.
If that were to ever happen.
Right.
You know, I mean, define friends. I feel like that's such a broad,
Would you still
term.
date if she went to another team? Like she could
Say it
be.
again. You went in and out.
I went in and out. Hey, whose car are you sitting in right now?
It's mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The comments, man, everyone thinks there's a fucking a detective over there in the comments. Everyone's like asking why he's in Danielle's car. Oh, that's an interesting car.
Oh no, the seat's down. I
Oh,
have
okay.
my golf clubs back there. It was we did a 5-hour trip to Jacksonville and had 2 dogs in here. I had to make it comfortable for the dogs.
Boy, that's a huge move for the whole team, for all your gym equipment, for that takes a lot of resources, money, time, effort.
Yeah, I mean, it's yes,
Why did you move?
yes, but no. Number one was cost. If I'm asking a lot of these athletes, this was the number one foundational point of like the choice was if I'm asking these athletes, especially we're recruiting young athletes into, to come over to our camp, and their base rent around here is starting at $2,200 to like $2,600 a month. It's a large ask. A lot of these athletes, they come on, they're not making money, they're still getting support from their parents, and they're stretching out every single penny, And then obviously, like with that in consideration, it was like, what city is going to be best fit? And Jacksonville was like this reoccurring theme, and then just the cost of real estate around here in general. My goal is to get a building of our own, and we're talking about the difference of millions of dollars, not thousands of dollars when considering purchasing a building. So it's with all that, it was also, I want to stay in Florida as well. The water's there. It's actually the largest city in the United States per square mile. There's a downtown area, there's professional teams there, there's things to do, there's culture there. You can be out in the estates and the boondocks if you wanted to, which is 15 minutes away from the city. You can get city life if you want to. There's just a lot more options. When we're running our boot camps, there's an airport right there. It's like there's a lot more reason to move up there than there was to stay down here.
I'm typing in average cost of home in are houses expensive in Naples? The median, meaning half the homes are more and half the homes are less, is $795. Housing prices in 2023 up 9%. Thank you, California, for moving out to Florida. The median listing home per square foot was $428. Okay, yeah, okay, so it's expensive. And then let's do Jacksonville. The J's missing on my keyboard.
I know it is a pain in the ass to write out Jacksonville every time. I'll admit that.
Oh, half the price, 305. Oh, less than half. Wow.
Isn't that wild?
And less than 1% home increases, 0.8 of 1%.
There's a lot of growth that's about to happen in the city of Jacksonville as well. I forgot the owner of the Jaguars. I forget his name. Khan. The dude has like billions and billions getting moved into the city. And so I think the timing is absolutely perfect as well. There was a lot of money that was funneled into Naples, the last like 5 to 8 years. And a lot of people are getting squeezed out of some of their investments. So now they're starting to make that trip up to Jacksonville. And so if we can get there at the right time, if I can find a home up there at the right time, then I think it'll all work out well. That's putting me in thought, but in all reality, my goal is to have Brute HQ. We're releasing our new brand.
I know it's Dallin Pepper. He had the brand Dallin Pepper.
This month.
It's a salt and pepper shaker, Dallin Pepper.
Yes, dude. Like when you see Brute within like September, like from the entirety of the rest of this year, it's a complete rehaul, just like flipping everything over, just like washing it completely clean and starting completely fresh. The red and the whites and like the mascots, the way that things are, the way that we talk, the way that communicate, like everything is getting redone. And so it's something that we're really excited about. And the company that helped us with the rebrand is the same company that helped with Rad's branding as well. Just to give you perspective of the angle that we're going to be coming from in the CrossFit space is something that's going to be a little bit of a culture shock to the CrossFit space.
Oh, is there an unveiling?
Yeah, it'll start to roll out in September. Like we legitimately just got all of our our brand.
That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So tomorrow something's gonna happen?
Not tomorrow.
You're making me nervous the way you talk. You're not gonna are you gonna still call them thrusters?
Ooh, we're thinking about calling them squat push presses.
Thought leaders. Will there be any double talk? Will there anything be weird? Like, hey, it doesn't matter whether you call it a barbell or a GHD. It doesnn't matter. We'll be like that. Like it doesn't matter if it's man or women or like no. You guys are gonna stick with like
nah, yeah.
Okay.
The base will be the same. Okay. Think of like the opposite of mayhem. That would probably be the best description of it in the shortest amount of words to be used. Side note, have you seen the new Hard Knocks?
Wow, that's a really strong statement. The opposite of mayhem.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that would be an accurate statement too.
See that on the headline. Brute, the opposite of mayhem.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I need to ask you one question before you ask me a question. What about Mr. James Sprague? That's the and James and Nate Ackerman. What about those two guys? I'm only mentioning Nate so he doesn't feel left out. No one cares. He has for sure. Let's include him.
Well, we love Nate down here. Nate is like everyone's little brother down here. So Nate is Dom's athlete. So when Dom made the split, Nate went with Dom.
But Dom
So
hasn't really made the split yet, has he?
wherever Dom goes, Nate's
Yeah.
going to be going. It's not.
Okay.
It's not. It's not like a brute thing. Like, there's a far less likelihood that Nate is going to be coming to Jacksonville, and in that same sense, there's a extremely less likelihood that Dom is coming to Jacksonville as well.
Okay.
Right.
Y-
And
Oh
then
yeah,
James.
these are scaring me. Like, look what people are writing. So Brute will be anti-American. You're not going to be anti-American, are you?
Oh yeah, I can see how Mayhem is anti-American. No, the way I
No, no,
see
no.
that.
Mayhem is like American, but when you said it's the opposite, someone said like, "What if you're
Mhm.
anti-American?" I don't want you to be anti-American.
Oh my God, no. Who wants to be
Okay, good.
anti-American?
Okay, good.
We just what we're trying to do is we're trying to catch people's eyes in a different way that the CrossFit world has done so before. Like the way I see CrossFit is this, you know, Mayhem, uh, Noble, like everything is just like, try hard, you know, put your trust in the hands in God. Like I'm nothing against that. It's like this is what it is. Red, wine, and blue, like a bald eagle fucking
I think
flying
Noble's
across
more
the
like put your
screen.
hands in trust of the devil. My opinion.
Yeah. Well, I guess to me it's like that's boring. Like we live in a culture right now where it's like everyone has different thoughts and feels of what they think is cool and the way they think that fitness should be done. And if we could blend the two, where a blend of science, right, programming, what I do on a daily basis, and creativity in how we do things at Brute, it's like how can we blend those two together, and what would that look like from a visual standpoint? And that's kind of what I mean. Like, is like when you look at Mayhem, do you think, oh, like these people like are in tune with culture? Like, they go out and like, uh, they can, I don't know,
No,
like
I don't.
culture,
I don't think they're in tune with culture. Like pop
like,
culture. No, I picture
yeah,
Rich Froning
yeah.
on a horse,
And
fighting
there's
bad
nothing,
guys, fighting
yeah,
bad guys. Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like that's
yeah,
exactly what I think Rich's brand is,
yeah,
on a horse fighting bad guys and like
yeah,
an eagle on his shoulder.
yeah, yeah.
You
That
know,
does some
we're
kicking ass too. Like he can send it out and you kick
Yeah,
some
hell
ass too.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like we're just like I said, we're just coming from a different angle. We're coming from an angle that hasn't been brought to this service of CrossFit and fitness, and it's something that we're really excited about.
Okay, I can't wait. You'll be on again. We'll get to the bottom of this. Okay, James Sprague and Nate. So Nate and Dom are a team. What about
Hmm.
Mr. Sprague? That's the giant guy that trains with
Yeah.
you. Yeah, the young kid.
Yeah, so James right now is actually in Washington. He's going to be in Washington until January. His lease finished like I don't know, August here. So he was like, screw it. I'm going to put everything in storage. I'm going to head out to Washington. He's out there with his girlfriend. This is like the longest he's been with his girlfriend, pretty much like ever, is August till like January or December. So right now he's basically doing like training away. But yeah, I mean he's still with the crew. The goal is to get everyone to move down, or not to move down. The goal is just to get everyone to move into Jacksonville. James and his girlfriend have plans of their own, and we need to see if those plans will fit work plans. I'm not here to say whether or not, uh, you know, whatever they're going and talking about behind closed doors. I really don't know. But James wants to be in Jacksonville. James wants to be training with the crew, and we want the same thing for James as well.
Does the Brute crew have room, and if Jason Hopper wanted to come to Jacksonville, would he be welcome?
Uh, of course. Like, we love Hopper. That's not the goal. That's not the plan, is to make Hopper come down. The good thing though is like from
But I'm just saying,
Jacksonville.
if he wanted to, is
Yeah,
Brute taking on more? Is Brute taking on more athletes? Was 5 too many? Are you purposely culling the herd? Are you excited? I'm not trying to be a dick to Nate or anyone, but are you excited that some people might be leaving so you could focus on the ones you have, or would you take more?
Yeah, me personally, I won't take on any more athletes.
You will or won't?
I will not. No, but we will be having coaches move down to Jacksonville to take on more athletes. I would love it if we had 8 games athletes training in the same area, in the same gym, doing their own programming. But as for me, I won't be taking on any more athletes from this point moving forward.
So you're not demanding that Hopper move down, but he could.
Yeah, I mean, of course. Like, who wouldn't want Hopper joining their program?
I don't know.
But
He took 31st, dude.
yeah. I think in the day and age of this sport, 31st.
He's good. He's still good. Still have faith in Jason
Yeah,
Hopper?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
the dude's still good. I think there's the way I see Jason right now is like he's trying to figure out his best training scenario throughout the season. Because if you push down that hammer too soon, maybe that you don't have enough juice left at the games, or if you don't do it enough, you don't really perform as you think you would, or there's so many other things that go into this sport that, like, from the outsider's perspective, is like, 31st, what a shitty guy, and it's like, whatever. Now, I also do think that, like, Jason doesn't need to explain to anybody why he did this and why he did that, and just realize, like, that's just the nature of the sport. You have a bad week, you just come back a year later and you do it again. But he'll have a lot of opportunities to prove to himself that he's still capable of doing these amazing things that he's done, even up to semifinals.
Matt Torres knows that he doesn't need to explain shit to anyone, and yet he's still kind enough to come on the show and answer questions and explain stuff to us. I appreciate it. You the man, dude. I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
Yeah, man. You're welcome, Sevan. Always great talking with you, man.
I'm excited for your move.
Boy, I can't wait. It's gonna be a fun new season coming in, and there's so many things that we got coming up. I'm really excited for it all.
Last question: does James Sprague shed?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Like, he holds on to his hair pretty securely. I think he wants to keep all that.
Brother, enjoy. Summer's over. Can't wait for September launch of Brute 2.0, 3.0, 4.0.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Love you, Sevan. Take care, brother.
Love you too. Bye. Sorry, I'm late.
What up?
Dang, look at you. You look like you could be. You look like you could be on a beer brew label, like a home brew.
Hook me up.
You want the modeling?
I'm open to anything, Sevan.
For a small stipend, for a small amount of beer, you'll be the face of some local beer.
I'm in, 100%.
How are you doing, dude?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I was just clearing brush down at the pit. We getting locked in. You know what I mean? We're in
awesome.
Blackout mode.
Brock Yost.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the name of your gym, Brock?
Triple River CrossFit, or CrossFit Triple River, technically.
And you guys have a competition coming up very soon.
Yep. We'll start tomorrow, technically, but registration starts tonight. We're checking in the JV registrants tonight.
JV meaning junior varsity, and this is a teen competition. Teen is in TEEN. People who are, can you be 18? What's the age? What's the age group?
Yeah, it's 14 to 22 technically. So we have a teen, teen division, but the teen division is JV and varsity, like high school. And then we have a collegiate division, which is 19 to 22. And we're pumped about that. That's going to be a fun division this year.
Okay, and then this collegiate division or teen division, is this age because we always hear about the jump, especially for the boys, that's so difficult from being 18 to then or 17 or 16 and then getting in there with the men?
Yeah, basically we're just eliminating excuses for athletes.
Okay,
you know what I mean? It's like you guys want to come compete against people and they're the same age as you. Come on over. No, I mean, we saw a little bit of a hole there, obviously, and a little bit of a opportunity to play around in that age and see what it looks like. And, we're getting a lot of interest, some decent names that are sneaking in there. So we're trying to grow that, you know, as far, I don't know if that'll ever be a thing like in any of the other bigger competitions, but we're trying to stick it out there and, you know, give it some roots, and maybe somebody else, if it's worth anything, can pick it up.
And because for people who didn't understand what we're talking about, because that kind of 18 to 22-year-old for men in competition in CrossFit is kind of no man's land. You're too old for teen, and you just might not have had enough time to develop the strength to make it in with the best. Hey, this picture that you have in the pit throwdown, is that a blind? I only know that word because my sister spent the last 15 or 20 years living on game ranches. Is that where you sit and hunt animals?
Which one?
See that picture to the left of the letter P? There's like something that looks like a funnel.
Oh, okay. So what?
Is that a blind?
So no. I mean, I have.
Fuck! I thought I was trying to show off and show like I had some hunting knowledge.
Do you have hunting knowledge?
No, none. No. Just what my sister tells me.
Okay. Yeah. So my wife's family owned a farm here for like 100 and something years. Like this coming on 150 years in about 4 or 5 years here.
Wow.
And the way we kind of found the pit was we were walking around out there one day, and it kind of butts up to this old gravel pit. And my son and I walked over there and checked it all out. And we're like, whoa, this is really cool. You know, it's just like barren land and sand and rocks and hills and, you know, all this kind of stuff. But we do have a hunting blind on our property, but that is an old gravel pit. So that's that picture, that little hopper is an old material spreader. So what they would do, Sevan, is they take a huge dump of material and dump it in the top of that, or they would put it on a conveyor belt and they would run it up and it would dump into the top. And then there was different grates, you know, like the grates would be bigger holes and it would sift down. You'd have play sand and you'd have pea gravel and you'd have bigger rocks. And so that's what that was. But we thought it was so cool. It's kind of like an iconic piece of the property. It's been there for over 100 years. So we left it up. We call it the Copper Hopper, like old school, you know, grassroots CrossFit, the hopper, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Audrey, stick to the city, Sevi. Okay, fine. The gun he shoots is between his legs. Okay, fine. Sevan exclusively hunts beaver. All right. You guys know me. So explain why this dude is on before Caity Henniger. Caity needs a fluffer. The pit throwdown is this weekend, and Caity Henniger needs a fluffer, and Coach Brock Yost is who wouldn't want a fluff guy? Caity.
Well, let's get a little bit more interesting conversation going then. The competition's cool. I mean, it's teenage competition. Go online, check it out. PitTeamThrowdowns.com. If you're interested, we're gonna live stream it too.
Yeah, live stream. So you can go to the Victory Grip Team Throwdown, the 2023 Victory Grip Pit Team Throwdown, and you can hit notify me like I just did.
Yep, perfect.
It's in 44 hours, and you have Brian Friend and Mike Arsenault as the commentators.
No, Joel.
Joel. Okay.
Yeah.
I had it wrong.
Yeah.
Joel Gadot. Joel.
Yeah, I don't want to try it. I have tried it a few times, and he's too polite to correct me, so get at it.
And he has one of the best voices in CrossFit. It's going to be fantastic.
Bro, yeah, he's amazing. He's been in the game with us since 2020 when we took it over, or, you know, when we started doing it.
So Saturday, today's Thursday. So Saturday at 8 a.m. this thing starts. And why? How long have you been doing this competition?
So 2020 is when we started. So when it was canceled for the games, we had a couple kids qualify, and we're like, let's do it. You know, remember we were talking a little bit back then. You didn't want to put a mask on and fly, otherwise you would have came out. But
right.
Basically, you know, it was an opportunity. You know, Mal O'Brien won it that year. Have you heard that story?
No, I'd love to hear it. No.
So Mal O'Brien came out in 2020, but she didn't. So we took all the qualifiers off the open, you know, just like they would for the games. Because when they canceled age groups, we're like, all right, let's do the same thing they would do and just invite them all, see what happens. And all of them pretty much accept their invite, but they're like, you know how there's always a couple of people that just don't accept the invite. And we had a couple of spots to fill for the girls. And Brandon Ramonos was my photography and videography guy for that event out of Georgia. And randomly, she went to his gym, Mal did. he's like, dude, you got to invite Mal. And I'm like, who is this? You know, this is back 2020 when she wasn't really heard of. And he goes, you just got to trust me. And I'm like, this is some random guy I just met. I'm like, all right, well, did she do the open? What'd she take? He's like, she didn't do the open. I'm like, all right, bro, let's forget about it. But then he showed me a video of her doing, I forget what she was doing, some barbell workout, cycling, beautiful, and chest bar pull-ups. And I'm like, all right, this girl's legit. Let's call her up and invite her. And we invited her, even though she didn't make the open or do the open. And she came and just dominated everybody, obviously.
Wow.
Dominated. And then she, obviously the rest is history type deal.
That was 2020.
2020, and then Tudor, Magda won it as well that year.
How many competitors will there be?
This year we're gonna have 125.
Wow.
We're gonna have 25 on. So JV day is a 1 day, and then there's 2 days after that we do for like the elites or whatever you want to call them, the varsity and collegiate. And JV day basically is, have you heard of Core City CrossFit in Detroit?
Yes. Yep.
That's an awesome organization. So Helen from there is going to bring over some kids for the JV day there. I mean, the JV day is basically a day to, inspire some of these younger kids, maybe some of the less privileged kids that don't get an opportunity to do this stuff all the time. So we find ways to get them here through crowdfunding and just, different opportunities for that. We try to create some opportunities for some kids that are a little less fortunate. And then we showcase them and we make sick reels of them and give them all the sick media that, they probably might not ever get. So, and then varsity day, we go off, regular.
Hey, Brock, how can people support the event? Do you have something like, if I click this store, can people buy shirts?
If you click the store, there's some different ways to support, but I don't think it's shirts. I think there's just like, it takes a minute to load. There's just like some banner. I forget what's on there. I can't see it from my angle.
Yeah, there's a banner, and then there's a vendor space, and there's okay.
We don't really have, we have shirts on site, but we don't really have anything set up merch wise, as far as that goes. Kind of a fail on my end, I guess. So this event's been going on. This is its third year. Yeah.
And are there other events like this? Are there other teen events? Is there I don't know anything about the teen
dude, I mean, to be honest with you,
world. Yeah.
That old, winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners,
Yeah.
That I just don't know. Our team has been so head down, eyes forward. I pay attention to the market, pay attention to the seas rising, so to speak, and what's happening in the bigger picture, especially with CrossFit, obviously. But as far as other competitions, I don't know if there are, probably, but we're just going to try to make our quality the best, and creep, like Greg says, cream will rise to the top, right?
Yeah. Patrick Clark, Olivia was there, Kerstetter in 2020 as well. This competition is very cool. Patrick Clark, a great venue. Hey, so you guys are clearly putting a huge investment into it, 125 athletes, and you're doing a live stream, and you're bringing two of the best at the job of commentating. I mean, Brian's so fucking underutilized in the CrossFit space.
Yeah, he's a gem for sure. Both of those guys, dude. I'm excited. I want to watch the live stream. I'll probably have my headset in, listen to the live stream while I'm walking around doing, all other stuff.
It's hard. It's bizarre to me that he's not used even more forward facing elsewhere.
Killed it at Rogue this year. Killed it.
And when we did the Zealous games, I mean, it was basically he did a radio show. Our video was so bad because of our streaming capability, and it was basically and Brian owned that, and you were basically just listening to Brian talk. It felt like fucking AM radio from the 80s, and I was like holy
NPR.
Shit. Yeah, he's killing it. And if you put him with the right person,
like
put
Joel?
him like Joel too. Joel would be great, but you could even get him up with someone who's kind of like a Jason Khalipa or an Adrian Conway, someone who would just bring a whole
different level of energy.
Yeah, kind of different level of energy. Let Brian just be sober, and then let this person just be kind of the rah. And dude, I'm telling you, there's something there.
I'll sneak a bunch of caffeine into Joel.
And don't get me wrong, Joel's out of this world.
Yeah,
I mean, a great. He could do it by himself just as well as anyone. And an absolutely fantastic voice. Why why did you keep going? So the first year, clearly you did it because there was a need. Why keep going? Why are you still pursuing?
Because what we wanted to do is, because what we noticed is the kids love it, obviously. I mean, they're all in the same place, you know. I mean, it's like a summer camp for CrossFit kids. You know what I mean? I mean, at high school, you get made fun of for doing CrossFit pretty much. I mean, not really. I mean, not all the time, but you know, the kids that don't understand it just sort of, you know how kids are. And when you get around a bunch of other kids who all love it and they're all pretty much a high level too, and you know, you make a ton of. I mean, dude, friendships have been made like crazy. I mean, this is a pretty cool thing. So we were turning it towards a festival, you know, in 21. We're like, well, let's do it again. Just sort of make it a high level competition, but also give the kids a, you know, really fun time. Like we have a big bonfire for them, and they have like a, you know, a after party, and like a, you know, there's something on Saturday night where we do a dinner, and we bring in speakers to talk to them. And, you know, like this year, the Navy SEALs are coming. We have a big group of Navy SEALs going to be in the water on a swim workout we're going to do.
Wait, you're gonna have Navy SEAls speak to them? Were the was the transgender reading hour people, they weren't available, so you got Navy SEAls to speak to the kids?
Yeah, they were busy. So yeah.
Okay, because I know that's all the rave at libraries, to have men who dress as women come read to your kids, and you chose SEAls. That's weird.
I didn't even know that.
It's almost like good. That's fucking good. It's almost like you're not up to date on what's going on. It's almost like you're stuck in like
Listen,
1997, dude. SEALs are so 1997.
My wife and I make this joke that we don't leave Hoffman Road. We live on the farm. The farm butts right up to the pit. The pit, you know, our businesses are on the pit, and we just pretty much drive back and forth like a half a mile, and sometimes we ride our bikes and then not pay attention to anybody else. I mean, dude, when all that shit went down in 2020, including all of it.
Like take the drugs and wear the face diaper?
Well, I mean, sure, that plus the Glassman cancel.
Oh, right.
You know, as affiliate owners, that's huge. Yeah.
Right.
All of it, dude. We could go into it, but you know, Trump, Biden, the whole thing. But when all that went down, we literally made this rule with each other, my wife and I, who is also my partner in the business, Automios, that we were going to just control what we could control within like a 10-mile radius of where we are. It's like,
You're so smart.
We'll pay attention to our local community. We're going to inject as hard as we can, and as hard as we can, and invest as hard as we can into this little community, and give the love and support and the health awareness. And then we're just going to try to build our platform within our community, and it's going to make our community better, one. But number two, obviously, it's going to outreach. It's going to trickle on further and further and further, just like the old wheat fields, right?
You're a good dude. You sound like someone who cares. Listen, Judy asked, will this be streamed on YouTube? Yes. You're going to go to this website, the Pit Throwdown, okay? Pit Throwdown Teen, type in Google, find that shit. And then there's a button here that says live stream, and you click it, and it takes you to this page where you can watch it, or you can go straight to YouTube. And then you can go to YouTube, and they have a YouTube station.
Yeah, Pit Media.
Here you go, Pit Media. Yep, there you go. Subscribe. Everyone go over there and subscribe now, Pit Media, and then just turn on your all like that. We're
gonna start doing some crazy stuff. We're kind of new to YouTube just because of the nature of the evolution of this game, you know. From a gym space perspective, I should say. But we're gonna start really putting some content out, and my goal is to only put quality content on YouTube. You know, I don't want to just shove a bunch of randomness on there. Anything that goes on our YouTube channel is going to be some good quality stuff. So,
hey, dude, I'll be watching. I'm really stoked for you. Thanks for doing this, coming on and talking about your event. I got to have you back on again and talk about maybe you and I should do a show and just talk about how other people maybe should start kids competitions, or what people can do, or just talk about the future.
Talk about a topic I want to bring up sometime next time we talk, just for the record, is how we value all divisions in the CrossFit Games. How do we put a value on them, and how does that value come to accumulate? You know what I mean? Like 5% adaptive, 5% teens, 5% masters, and then the other 85% is the, you know, and then how do we break that down? I like to hear your opinions on some of my thoughts on that.
Okay. Hey, I do a CrossFit Games update show every Friday. Let's have you on, and we'll this Friday. Tomorrow I'm traveling, but
Yeah, I'll be doing the competition. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You even have a busier weekend than myself. All right, please, Jocko Fuel. Please stay in touch, and thanks for doing this, brother. I appreciate you.
I will. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate it big time.
Anytime. Thank you.
All right. Yep. See you, bro.
Bye. Brian Friend and Joel with a guy last name no one wants to say. And Victory Grips is the big sponsor, and it's the Pit Teen Throwdown. Cool. Exciting. Man, Brian Friend is busy. Thank you, Judy, for throwing up the alley-oop so I could dunk it. Thank you. We will be watching. My kids will love this. Yeah. Oh, good point. Good point. Part of me is like, why would I watch that? But you're right. Throw it on the TV and talk about what we were talking about with Matt Torres. You want to be a good influence on kids. Put on kids doing CrossFit. Hey,
morning.
What's up?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
What'd I miss?
Nothing. I can't even believe you really came on. I was just using you as clickbait.
No, well, here I am.
Here you are. Just listen, everyone else, I'm like, look, we're on in 10 minutes. Get over here. Don't be late. With Caity, I'm like, here's a link. If you, boss lady. That's right, Mr. Burns. Boss lady. I'm like, hey, if you want, 805. Jethro, damn. I know. Me too.
Hey, how about Tyson? Let's start there. How cool is that? That's pretty cool.
I'm tripping. I don't even know football. Are you a football fan?
Love it.
And so what, give me your perspective on how, is it just a complete, I don't know what the story is, but is it just a complete Cinderella story? Is it just like, wow, holy shit?
I think absolutely it is. And you're seeing it all over the news, but to be, not surprising. He's done it the right way. He's put his head down. He's done all the work. He's saying and doing all the right things. But if you look at it, I think it's something like, don't quote me on these stats, it's something like 7% of high school athletes go on to play college athletics. And from college athletics, I think it's somewhere around 1% of football players could have the chance of making it to the NFL. Like, that's crazy. And, but just super proud of him, really happy for him, happy for the family. I know Travis is probably losing his mind right now. That's so cool. He should be.
And we've known Travis forever since he's been basically made his focus coach your kids sports while other people are telling him to get a job. Yeah,
I think first time I met Tyson, I don't even think he was as high as my hip. So it's been a fun journey for those guys, I'm sure, and it's only going to get better. Yeah,
isn't it weird as we get older? I mean, you played really high level sports. Did you ever make it to the WNBA, Caity?
I did.
You did. And how long did you play a full season there?
Yeah.
2 seasons?
And it's hard. It's it's like you go from college athletics where everybody kind of keeps you on a schedule, and then you go to pro, and it's a job and it's a business, and it's hard to make that transition. And then once you're in it, you're aware of what's going on. But it's definitely a big business, and it's a job for the athletes as well.
And so you make that leap, and yeah, I guess you answered the question. I was just thinking, I wonder if so that's when I hear Tyson being interviewed, he's kind of already starting to allude to what you're saying. Like, it seems like there's some change in the way he's speaking, not nothing bad, but that he's aware that it has become a business.
Yeah, and you get ingrained in it pretty early. I mean, as soon as you step in that locker room, you know what's going on. It's not a secret. Everybody talks about what's going on. It's just the way that the business runs.
It's weird as we get older that we're starting to know people who are getting to that. You always want, at least I did. I always wondered as a little kid. I was like, man, where do all these famous people and successful people hang out? And then now at 51, I'm like, fuck, I'm surrounded by a lot of fucking really successful people. And it's just like, hey, people had to put in their time, right?
Absolutely. And if you look at the way the sport of CrossFit has grown, it's kind of mind blowing in the last 15, 16 years of coming from the ranch, in 2008 for me, especially, to now where, it's a full-time job for these athletes to train and be ready for the competition and the long season that they have throughout the year.
Caity won the games in 2008, correct?
Correct. Long time ago.
And then she won the lotto when she married Bill.
Absolutely.
It was a great couple of years for Caity. What year did you get married?
2009. That was a
Dang.
trick question. Good thing I had that right on the tip of my tongue. It's going to get me in trouble here today.
I hate it when people ask me like, "What's your wife's birthday?" I'm like, "Really?" I need a few minutes. The Rogue Invitational is coming up.
Absolutely. We just came through we're not through the qualifier yet, but end of October will be the invitational.
5th year.
5th year. Really excited about it. Come a long way. Hopefully a long way to go.
So it is a staple now. When you did the first year, did you know it would be part of the, like, I don't know how you guys refer to it there, but as one of the arms, right? Like you sell equipment, you manufacture equipment, you have different branches. Was it known that, okay, now we have a competition, this is going to be a competition branch, or did you know that?
No, I don't think we planned on that. Bill was the regional director for, I think, 4 years for the game season. So we had run events, we had been around events, and then there were just some things going on with regionals and sanctionals at that point. We really wanted to be a part of the community, and that's really how it came to be. But we wanted to be something different, right? It is an invitational. So a lot of speculation out there of how we get to the 20, but it could be anything from games qualification this year to, having an athlete that's a high performer in all of our challenges, to a legend that has won the games that's come back. We did that with Annie last year. Ben Smith's done that. So there's some different things, but it's meant to be a showcase, and it's a little bit different than how maybe others look at events, but that's how we want to run the invitational and have fun with it.
So I want to go back to what you said. So you think that if CrossFit would have stayed with the regional format all these years, maybe you guys would still just be I shouldn't say just be, you guys would be running a regional and the invitational might not exist?
Yeah, looking back on it, maybe not. But it's
Okay.
at some point, with our involvement, not just with the CrossFit Games, but with the Arnold and Strongman and really the Iron Game for us with our USAW partnership and what we do with the IPF and things like that with powerlifting, it really makes sense to have this festival feel that we want to have. And it's not just about CrossFit. It's not just about Strongman. It's really putting everybody in the Iron Game in one place so that we can elevate all the sports.
Okay. So you said festival feel. I was kind of poking fun at the event last year as I saw like footage of people there, because it almost seems, I wanted to start calling it the influencer games, because it was literally just like a who's who of just people I see on Instagram. It was just like 1,000 people from like, it's like the camera would pan over the crowd. I'm like, oh, is that the section where people with 150,000 followers or more sitting? It was kind of crazy. But
let's start with you making fun of people. That's not surprising here. So we'll just start there. We'll start there. But that, it's meant to have people come and enjoy it and have fun and have other opportunities, whether that's a, spectator workout or something with legends where people have access to talk to these athletes that have been around the last 15, 18 years and see why they got into it, listen to their stories. There's a lot of people that if you brought up some of the legends names who we consider legends, they wouldn't know about them nowadays. And we really want to bring that in because they were the foundational piece of the sport. Yeah.
And it was like that also to add to the, to what you're saying. People were telling me that everywhere you walked, there were people that you never thought you would meet, and they were just everywhere, and they were completely accessible to you. So that's cool.
Yeah. Cool. And I think, and I also think that's one part of the community is that no one's off limits, right? They're really engaging. They're going to stop and talk to anybody that wants to ask questions and have a conversation. And I think that's the beauty of the community and why we want to be a part of it and why we want to continue to support it.
Did you ever meet Muggsy Bogue?
He was my coach.
No shit.
Yeah.
In college or in the WNBA?
At Charlotte in the WNBA my last year.
Wow, I had no idea. Caity, who is taller, Muggsy or Sevi? Wow.
Muggsy. No, I'm kidding. You're taller than him.
Oh, thank you.
He's a cool dude. He's awesome.
Andre Britz, I don't know what kind of money this is, but I'll take it. Thank you. I appreciate it. The invitational, when you say the speculation of who's invited. So one of the things I saw was that in previous years, the top 15 from the games, men and women were invited? No, not true.
Well, it could have. Well, here I'll go where you're going. In previous years, it got up to the 15th at the games. That's how it worked out. But that's not. There is no hard and set line that the top 15 from the games are going to come to the Invitational. Maybe we start with the top 10, and then depending on who accepts and does not accept, then we keep moving down the line, and or we go to the qualifier, or we have other people that we're going to invite as well. Because we want it to be, like I said, a showcase. We want it to be fun, but there is no set determination of games positions that will get you to the Invitational outside of probably winning the games.
But Caity, if you want to be a professional event, you have to have set rules and guidelines, and we have to be able to follow them. And, I've been watching Rogue Invitational for 5 years, and I feel some ownership to it. And you really need to offer consistency, or else the fans really can't get into it.
But key word you use there, it's an invitational.
Invitational.
So,
does any part of you just want to be like, hey, shut the fuck up, it's my event, fuck you?
No, I mean, we have internal things of how we look at who's going to come and who's going to qualify and things like that. But that's our internal process, and that doesn't always have to make it out to the world. But just know that we're going to try to get the best athletes there and put on the best showcase we can for number one is taking care of the athletes. Is it a great event? Are we putting them in a position to showcase themselves? And then spectators, and then online spectators, what is that experience? And we're trying to put that whole package together, and hopefully we pick the right athletes to do that.
Did you get, so the person specifically that I saw being talked about was Bethany Flores Shadburn, and that you went down to 14 and then she didn't get the invite. Does she then send you a text being like, oh, Caity, I just checked my inbox, I didn't get an invite, could you resend it?
I think there are a lot of athletes that have contacted about how to get an invite over the past month. Basically, since the day I got home from the games, I started getting messages. It's
a lot of money, dude. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of notoriety. It's a lot of prestige. It's you guys take care of the athletes the best. You have one of the biggest prize monies, and it's some of the most notoriety anyone can get. And it may be at the top of all of those too. And so you expect that, right? You're not, I didn't sense any part of you complaining. That's what you want. You want to be in that position, right?
Yeah, not complaining at all. I mean, no matter what we do, there's going to be comments, right? There's definitely going to be conversation, but if you look at anything, there's going to be that anyway. But yeah, I mean, look at the prize purse is sitting at $1.4 million right now. We're trying to up that. We're trying to bump both of these sports up and get these athletes to make more money, because that's what they're doing all this work for. They need to have a living, make a living out of this. And we're trying to do it in creative ways where if you with our partner with GoRuck, if you buy a pair of GoRuck trainers, $5 of that goes to the prize purse. A portion of the ticket sales goes there. The qualifier had a portion, and now we came out with a community event, and the community event is meant to be having everyone doing these workouts, no stress, no judging, no leaderboard, just everybody get together and do a workout. But a portion of that is going to go back to these athletes because they're also a part of this larger community as well.
Is it true that Jeff Bezos reached out to you and Bill and offered to buy Rogue?
Not true. Rumors.
Has anyone ever tried to buy Rogue from you guys in the last couple of years?
Sure.
Yeah. And when they offer to buy it, do they give you a number?
Not usually in the conversations, but look, we enjoy our jobs too much. We enjoy being a part of this, and it's still, really cool for us to come to work every day and to do really cool things, come up with new equipment and manufacturing, and take care of the people that are in-house here at Rogue, because they all come to work every day and do a lot of hard work. But we also put out a lot of cool stuff for these events that then they can see it in these live streams or on ESPN and things like that, that they know that they put their work into. And that's one of the coolest parts for us.
How was your website? How proud are you of your website?
It always can be better. Is that what you're trying to get me to say?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's addicting. You guys, there's a lot of websites that are fucked up, right? Your website looks very, very, your website is very functional. You know who B&H is? The people in New York who sell all that camera equipment. You know who they are?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like them, but with fitness stuff. If you accidentally go to your site, you better fucking throw your wallet in the other room or something. Like
Yeah, it's one
you
of
have
those. It's a fun site to be on, I guess. If you are into fitness and working out, then yes, that's the whole goal of the thing.
it's candy. So
is to
you're
put
not
together
totally happy with it. You're still hypercritical of your own website.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just me in general. If anything we do, we can always do it better. Are we trying to provide the best possible experience for people that come to the website? Absolutely. But we're always trying to continue to push the bounds of what it can be. We have some stuff that we're going to develop for the site, that we're developing for the site for the invitational, to provide a different experience in terms of media and things like that. So not just a live stream, having other avenues for people to watch the stream and different views of that. And I think that's going to be cool, but it's also bringing people back to the site as well and driving the prize purse up.
I'm no insider at Rogue, but I can't imagine the Rogue Invitational being something that you guys need to do, and that it's 25 years away from being, if ever, for lack of a better word, hyper profitable. And like and you guys obviously, it does not look from the outside like you guys need to do that in any way.
I think anybody that runs events will tell you that it's not a huge moneymaker. And for some of us, it maybe it's for different reasons. And we're not running it because we have to, it's because we want to, right? And yes, we have this whole manufacturing facility and we have a really nice website, but we also want to elevate. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. We want to be a part of the sports. We want to elevate this and be a part of these communities. And if you bring everybody together like that, the possibilities are endless.
I agree. It just looks like a lot of work. It looks like a lot of work, dude.
It is.
And you guys get plenty of notoriety from every other events. You have no peer. You have no. It doesn't look like you have any competition. Just seems like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. But that's, if you want to have something successful, you have to put the work in. It can't just come to you. I mean, it would be boring if you would not push the bounds of something.
When's the last time you heard Bill come home and be like, "Fuck, I'm tired"?
I don't know. We say it all the time, but
what's that?
What's that do? But you can say it, but you know what? The sun's going to come up tomorrow, and we're going to come back to where we're at. And that's what's fun. That's why I say, if it's not fun to come to work, then there's no point doing it. But it's also the reason we have an event is to put something out there that we can push the bounds on and hopefully elevate everybody that is coming to support us as well.
By the way, you don't look like you've aged a year since 2008, so you don't look tired at all.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I totally can relate to, like, you have to keep it fun, and part of keeping it fun is doing it your way, and you guys do that, which is really cool. That's like, people will give me advice on the podcast all the time that's probably good advice, and I'm like, I can't. And they're like, why? I'm like, because I have to do it my way or else I'll run out of energy.
Did you not wear your hair in a man bun today because you knew it would make fun of you like Josh would?
Yes. I'm on a free the hair campaign. I'm being very careful.
It looks good. It's nice and slick back for you today.
Thank you. Do I look like I've been spending time in prison?
No.
There was a workout this year at the Rogue Invitational where it required a piece of tape on the ground, and the instructions said that the outside of the tape line needed to be 10 inches away from the wall with a 2-inch piece of tape. And it was written very clearly. And then there was a picture posted of it, and then the arrow went from the wall to the tape, and that was 10 inches, which would make the outside of the tape line 12 inches.
Yes.
And those of us who make a living off of your mistakes were like so excited. Thank you, Rogue, for giving us something to talk about for the next week.
There is always, we're gonna step up and say that, yeah, it's an issue, right? And we're working through that now, and we'll come out. I'm not going to talk about the specifics of the judging because we're not through the process yet, and we can talk about that later. But yeah, I mean, everything needs to be reviewed and put out there. But if you put out something that is confusing, then we need to own that as well, and we're going to step up and own that as well.
The person who was in charge of that, it would be amazing content to see the conversation you had with that person. Did you have the conversation with that person, or did Bill?
Well, you're looking at her, so You want to hold someone accountable, hold me accountable.
I just want to be there. I appreciate you saying that. I just want to be there when you walk into that room where those people are sitting around on computers and you're like, guys, did you notice this?
Well, I think that's what's so great about our team is that we're all open. It's not, there shouldn't be gray areas. If we're having an issue, let's talk about it. Let's come to a solution. Let's make sure it's communicated out to everybody, and then we move forward. You know, life isn't perfect. People are going to make mistakes. You know, some of the reasons that we have to have those long-winded PDFs for judging is because people don't follow the rules. And they, you know, some people cheat. We've had people use fake barbells. Had people use barbells that are, bumper plates. We've had people that don't use the correct weight barbell, and that's not fair to the rest of the competition.
One of my friends is on steroids.
Hey, that's your friend. But, you know, if you look back at it, when we did the Invitational online in 2020, we sent all the athletes the gear because we wanted it to be fair to everybody. Because there are people that are going to bend the rules. And look, there's a lot of money on the line. So people are going to push the bounds. That's the nature of athletics. But it's also why there's out of bounds in tennis. There's out of bounds lines in basketball or free throw lines and things like that. There are set rules that people should be following. But you shouldn't expect that the athletes aren't going to push that bound.
Right.
They're trying to win.
I agree.
You know?
Do you think it's fun when you see that? Are you like, hey, I got 50 other things on my plate. Okay, let's take care of that. Or do you fucking get up out of your chair and walk in and like kick some trash cans around?
Maybe a mix of both. It depends on the issue. But at the time, yeah, there's always other things to do. But when there's something like that, you have to fix the issue in the moment. So we have to talk about it, not ignore it, not move on. We have to fix it and then move on. And I think that's what, you know, hopefully we're doing, and we have done. You know, there's been other issues we've had in other events.
So the first thing is to make sure that whoever did that, you have a solution to move forward, meaning like, okay, whoever did the event following the drawing, what are we going to do with that? People who followed the words, what are we going to do that? You have to find some ground that's fair to move forward. And then afterwards, maybe someone's dick gets stepped on.
Yeah. Anytime you make a mistake or have an issue, you try to figure out how to never do that again. I mean,
Right.
like if you look at the way that Rogue has been built, like we've made a lot of mistakes along the way, but we fixed them. We run really fast and we keep moving, you know, and it's been fun along the way. It'd be boring if we were doing the same stuff every day, day in and day out. Like, why not do something new, and why not push the bounds?
Caity, there was this guy, there was this beef jerky company that I used to work with. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. God, I can't believe I can't remember it. I feel horrible. He had cows that were truly grass fed in New Zealand that he would get the meat from, because they have different rules there than we have in the States. And then he was just a mom and pop, just a guy living like in Wyoming somewhere, him and his wife and his 3 kids. And he had this beef jerky company. He would make these sticks. And I was talking to him one time, and one time he said that he made a batch that cost him $300,000 of beef jerky. And all the seals were wrong, so it all went bad, and he ate the cost. Do you have stories like that?
Happens.
Or
yeah,
like,
I mean, stuff happens all the time. I mean, it's business, right? You're going to have issues, and there's things that are going to happen. But again, you have to address it in the moment and then figure it out and move forward. And sometimes it's a mistake like that, yeah, you're going to lose some money, or you know.
Anything crazy you can share with us?
It's a live event, and you know, things go wrong.
You ever had like a semi come to you full of 45s, and like all of us, every single 45 has got like the mold was fucked up, and it's a 45, 42 pound weight?
I'm sure we've definitely had some issues like that. Maybe not a full semi, but there's quality issues along the way that we try to address, and we deal with that pretty much on a weekly basis, in some capacity. But that's manufacturing, and that's business, and that's selling products. If you look at the events, you know, last year at the Invitational, we had some delays and things like that in the duel, and we have to fix that if we're going to do that again going forward. But it doesn't mean it doesn't. It's frustrating in the moment. It's tough in the moment. But again, we have to take care of the athletes. We have to take care of the spectators, and then we'll figure it out on the backside on our own. You know.
When Bill would give clues in years past on his Instagram account, does he have to run those by you? Do you approve those?
Sometimes he runs them by me, and sometimes he doesn't. So sometimes I find out when everybody else finds out.
Wow. You ever had to slap him around like, Bill, that was too much?
No.
All right. Has Caity asked Fraser to do Legends?
We've asked a lot of people to do Legends. Yes.
I will. That's a yes. They have. Well, that's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't ask him, he's going to be upset. If you do ask him and you want him to come, you're going to be let down. So there's no win there, right?
Yeah, it's again, Legends is meant to be, that first year we did run it with a leaderboard and who wins, but really it's meant to bring those guys back and showcase them, have them be a part of the community, have them go out there, no stress, do fun things with them. I think you'll see this year we're going to do a couple different things that we haven't done in years past with the Legends. So it's not pressure for them to go out there and compete with these individuals. It's to really have fun, having them still be a part of the community.
Jody Lynn. Caity, will you marry me? No. Oh no. Sorry, that was my own inner thoughts. Jody Lynn. Caity, can I design gym layouts for Rogue? Pretty please. How does someone apply for a job to design gym layout? Is that a position you guys have?
I don't think we have an open position right now. No, but if we do, we put it up on the site.
Jody designs kitchens in somewhere on the East Coast of the United States. Hold on, let me see if there's anyone else who's paid me to say something to you. Oh, here we go. Love Rogue, such professionals. I've ordered a lot of apparel and equipment from them, best quality and best customer service. Had equipment get damaged and they handled it like true professionals.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Even her thanks is professional. Eaton Beaver for the hair comment. Oh. Wow. Yeah, you like it that she says my hair's okay? Okay. Andrew Hiller quoting you already. We sent athletes the gear. That's my friend who's on steroids. Bailey Demena. Caity, 2023 Tahoe Throwdown, Team Rogue versus some other team. Let's make it happen. Wow.
Arguably, the Tahoe Throwdown was one of the best experiences, competitions I've ever been a part of. It was so cool.
Yeah, I wonder why hasn't that ever been repeated, something like that? The sport's not too big for that, right? That can still happen, right?
No, I don't think it's too big. I think it would be really fun to get multiple teams involved and see how that plays out. But yeah, at the time that we did that, I mean, that was so fun. You were there. We had a great time, and Team Rogue came out on top, so that always helps.
Yeah, that was fun. Hey, anything you wanted to address in regards to you want to share about the Rogue Invitational?
I think we've covered a lot. I think we've covered a lot of it. I'm really excited going into it. I think we're going to have some different type of events and experiences for everyone, not just the athletes, but spectators. So I think that should be fun. Awesome. All right. I know I've kept you on longer than I told you I would. I really appreciate you coming on. The invite is there. I would love to speak to you during the week in the evenings, the little evening chats we had in the past if you're around. And thanks for doing this, man. All right. Thanks for having me. All right. See you. Bye. Caity. Caity Henniger. Caity Motter Henniger. Former Caity Motter, now Caity Henniger. Andre Britz, geez. 140 South African. I saw your comment up there before saying something nice to me. I just didn't want to pat myself on the back while Caity was on. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Andre Britz, dear Bill and Caity, can you please make Rogue clothing easier to purchase? For people in South Africa. We have a huge Rogue community down here, but it's a mission to get the brand down here. Yeah, David Wheat, homegirl ain't playing. No, not so much. Caity just commands respect. Commands or demands? Both. Did Caity see the title of Shut Up and Scribble later today? What's the title? What's the title? Let me see. Did Rogue copy crash? Uh-oh. JR and Taylor will be very respectful. Wow, what a show. Matt Torres. Josh. Brock Yosh. Caity Henniger.
God, this show's come so far. I don't know if Katie's come so far by being on shows like this, or if this show's come so far. Holy cow. My goodness. I don't know if I need a cigarette, but I need to I'm going to celebrate. I'm fucking so proud of myself. Have you proposed media access to them? I think we're going to cover it like we did last year, where we go on before and after the events. I know Caleb will be there. As we get closer, I might, try to push the boundaries with Caity and Bill, like reach out to him and be like, hey, you know what I mean? I don't know. I can't think of anything now, but I always try to, like, as we get closer to the event and people like, it's like when I used to ask my mom, like, if I could watch, like, I'd go into a room and she'd be asleep and it'd be late at night. Like, and I would be like, I was a little kid and I'd be like, can I watch some TV? And she'd make a sound and I didn't care whether it was yes or no. I would just take it as yes and go watch TV. I might, like, when Bill and Caity are like, this high in the event, ask for something, oh, can we set up a camera and do some interviews? You know what I mean? When they're weak, attack. Caller, hey.
You know what the difference between a boss and a leader are? And I saw it when I was at the games.
Yeah, I like this. I like this conversation.
Yeah, I was at the games, and a boss is just someone who just tells someone, hey, do this, do that. I'm paying you money. Get it done. When the lifting portion of the workout came out, the snatch and the cleans, Caity was out there and she was directing everyone to do. But not only that, she made sure every one of those platforms were flat. There was no, like, bubbles in it. Nothing moved on every single one. And it's like,
I saw her do that too. I saw her doing quality. You're talking about the games?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them setting up the lifting platforms outside, and when they moved one of the platform cracked a little, and she went over to look at it immediately, and then she called Bill over, and he looked at it, and they quickly, I mean, it didn't need fixing, but she had some people come out and fix it. It was like fine. It was just a little, like, sound it made. Yeah, she's on it.
It's amazing because you talk about professionalism and how Dave goes through everything, Boz goes through everything. People are saying it's not a professional sport. It runs pretty well. You get the right people involved. Not a problem.
Yeah, and it wasn't like there was one platform. There was 100 platforms, and and each platform had a team of 6 people adjusting or some shit. It was crazy. And then she's down there walking along, doing, like, quality control on it. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, she walked the end parts where the weights were, like, twice, and the wood part in the middle, like, 3 times. Each single one. There had to be, like, 12, 16 platforms.
Jethro, are you familiar with the term blowjob?
I am familiar with a whole bunch of terms like blowjob, other terms for it. Do you have any other terms for it?
The head.
Yeah, getting head. Yeah, another one. Do you have any more? Technical terms.
Fellatio.
Fellatio, yeah. There was a lot of fellatio talk today in the chat.
Saute the tube steak.
That's a West Coast thing, not an East Coast thing. Yes.
Yeah.
I was talking about Tom Gearing knows all about that. Jeremy Eat World knows all about that.
Why is his name Jeremy Eat World? Speaking of blowjobs,
wasn't there a show like something similar to that?
Oh, okay.
Boy Meets World. Jerry Meets World. Eats World.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've heard of this one too. Dildo says the Gluck Gluck 9000. I've heard that.
That's too much. Jimmy Eat World. Yeah, that's what it is. Jimmy Eat World.
Oh, that was the name of the show. Oh, happy birthday, pool boy. Happy birthday. Some smoking hot blonde chick dropped into my DMs. Thought she wanted to get my number, but she's like, can you wish pool boy happy birthday? I was like, oh yeah, thanks.
We all wish pool boy a happy birthday.
Oh,
he's so cute.
Sure, no problem. Hot girl. Hey, did you see Newport's great.
How's Newport? Good?
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you see I wonder if I could find this. Did you see that video on Instagram going on with Sugar Sean O'Malley? Let me see. What's his official Instagram?
I don't know. Which one?
Do you know the fighter, the UFC fighter?
Yeah. That was a nice, solid, punchy landed my boy Aljo. Damn.
I know. I hated that. Let me see. What's Sugar's Sugar? Oh, I think I found it. Oh, Sugar Sean O'Malley, 3.6 million followers. Let me see if I can find this clip. Oh, I can't find it. Damn.
What was it?
He's on his podcast talking, and he's basically saying that he's the king of his household, and he's really good to his wife, and it keeps showing like a bunch of pictures of his wife. His wife's this really attractive Mexican girl, like authentic Mexican looking. You know what I mean? Doesn't look like she fell out of Lowrider magazine. Looks like more like Pocahontas. You know what I mean? Looks like I don't know. Like
I've never seen it before.
Like a Watsonville Mexican, just like you know what I mean? Like just some hot Mexican chick like you'd see at a taco stand. Anyway, and she's plain, you know what I mean? She has nothing filthy about her. Just a good, Authentico. Thank you. Yeah. Authentico. Kenneth DeLapp calls her Authentico. Anyway, and it shows about like him wiping her face or him loving on her or him showering her with money. But that's like his baby. That's the chick that like had his kid. I don't even know if they're married. And he's saying that, he's been caught cheating before. And like, he doesn't call it cheating. He's been caught with other girls before and she knows and she doesn't like it, but she processes it and has to deal with it. And then he says, and then I went to a training camp and I haven't gotten any pussy in a long time. And so now I'm back from training camp and I want to have get a blonde with some huge, real tits. And she's just going to have to deal with it. It's really interesting. Yeah. It's just an interesting. And he goes, and I'm a king. That's why. That's the way kings roll. She'll just have to figure it out and process it. He's all, doesn't mean I love her any less. It's a fantastic clip. I wish I could find it.
Now let me ask you.
Maybe I have it in my show. Let me see live call notes. Go ahead.
We know. I mean, for the most part, that people in these sports, especially UFC and fighting, NFL, MLB, they are the alphas of their domain. Right. They are the 1% of the 1%.
Right.
So does that translate into that type of life as well? Like, well, I'm going to be able to attract as many girls as possible, even if they're married or not. It's a weird situation because I see that happen. Like, you get those people who are really rooted with family and they have kids and the wives, but then it's also, what's the secret society of what happens at night when the guys go out? You know what I mean?
Well, I like his honesty. When I used to have a harem, and the only way a harem works is you have to be honest. If you're not honest, it's not a harem. You're a cheater, and you're a womanizer. But if you're honest, it's a harem. Those are like some of the distinguishing qualities.
Yeah, well, props for the honesty then. And if she's down with it, well, she's down with it.
Yeah, and he's young, and if she wants to keep him, there's certain. I mean, they're like men are men. I'm by the way, I'm not discouraging people from being in a monogamous relationship. There's a lot of benefits, untangibles that come with that. Christian Kettler, Sevi, you didn't have a harem with 3 young men to rate. I did have a harem. I did. It was awesome. It was cool. I did. I'm serious. Oh. Matt Burns says, you have to actually bang chicks in a harem, not friends.
He got you there.
Damn.
He got you.
All right. Well, thank you for calling.
All right. Later, dude.
Okay. Bye. Great question, Jake. Does it count if all the people in your harem are males? I don't know. That's a good question. It's like a polygamist. What's a polygamist? What's it when you call and you have a bunch of wives? Oh shit. Pool boy, I'm quitting my job today. All wish me luck. Wow. Okay. Greatest years of my life or just wandering planet Earth. Semper Fidelius. I figured it out. The Sevan Podcast is a non-animated South Park. Makes fun of all things politics and social issues. I like the way I really liked why can't I remember his name? The guy with the teen guy, Brock Yosh. I liked it when I brought up the fact that they're going to have like a Navy SEAL reading hour there, talk time, that the cross-dressing time like didn't even resonate with him. What a great dude. Yost. Yeah, Yost. Yost. Oh, am I saying Yosh? Yost? Look at Brandon trying to make me feel good by wearing a man bun. What a good dude. There was a funny there's a guy in here with the name Tom Landry who always writes something about Larry Wheels like nonstop, and I never read his comment. And finally someone in the comments is like, hey, with all due respect, he ain't reading your shit. He's not going to post your shit yesterday. I meant to tell you. I fucking love you guys. I can't tell. I in my mind, you guys know more than I do because I can't see much of what's going on there. I only see like 1 in 10 or 1 in 20. And so sometimes I feel like you guys have, not sometimes, I feel like I know you guys have more inside jokes and knowledge on what's going on. And yet I'm still surprised at how astute you guys are about other things too. And so, yeah, the irony that he's gone now and Sevi mentions him. It's just I don't know. For some reason that shit annoyed the fuck out of me every time I saw it. I was like, why am I having to read this again? There's so many good like comments that I should read. Like this one. I'm going to click on one that I hadn't. This is what I see. I see Pool Boy and the first word is Heidi. And I'm like, okay, I'm curious what Pool Boy has to say about Heidi. And that's it. And then I click on it. And then we go from there. My Pool Boy, Heidi, not quite, just means I can't keep getting my pay cut and being cool with it. Plus, I'm having a great time coaching at Sousa's gym. I don't know what Heidi said, but basically now I'm up to speed a little bit on that. Those two are chatting about his where he's headed in life. I've decided that as long as I've decided that it's how can I explain this? As long as Sporty Beth keeps that video up to Sevan the most toxic man in CrossFit, I will continue to have her be my muse. What does muse mean? Muse. I decided that yesterday. Kind of against my wife's better judgment. But I was laughing so hard at my most recent post about it. Muse is the daughters of Zeus who preside over the arts and science. Yeah, I'm inspired by our relationship to make funny shit. And then my wife told me it's not funny. It's not funny because it hits too close to home. It's like real for her, right? No, not a whipping girl, just a muse, just an inspiration. My wife said it's not funny because she really does have a mental disorder. I don't know if you guys saw the Instagram post I had. I think it's so fucking funny. I was dying. When I thought of it, I called Hiller and Sousa right away, and I was just like dying. I must have watched that clip. I see dead people like, I don't know, 1,000 times. And my wife said it's not funny because it's like real. But I was like but then I told her this. David Weed, here we go again. Look, David stopped whatever he was doing to walk over because he's listening to the show, right? So he stopped whatever he was doing to be like, oh, I'm going to go type in. Here we go again. So he walked across the room. He stopped staring at himself in the mirror for a second to pick up his phone and type that in. Here we go again. That's really cool. You didn't know I could see you, David? Remember the other day when I was like, I told you about how some guy was talking to me and I got out of my van to talk to him and I was afraid that he was going to think I was posturing on him. And your guys said, all of you said at the same time, like you guys were all on the same page. No one ever thinks you're posturing on them, Sevan. You're only 5 foot nothing. That was funny. And it's true. And I was telling my wife, I was like, look, it's okay. It's funny. Yeah, Kristen Young, why does she post that stuff about herself? Yeah, it's funny. I would be flattered if someone was making shit like that about me. I'm thinking about changing my bio to just call my shit a meme account. and then I can say whatever I want. I'm going to say rapper, fighter, meme account, comedian. Rapper, because rappers and fighter, like if you're a rapper or a fighter, you can hit girls. So that pretty much, once you're allowed to do that, you can do anything. Like you can say anything. So I'll be rapper, fighter, meme guy. That way, then people in the community won't get upset when I'm like making fun of them either. I know that's what someone else told me too. You're keeping her alive. I wouldn't know who obese Denise is without Hiller and you, Sevi. Wow, that's an incredible YouTube channel. Obese Denise. Wow. You know how we use the word 49ers? Maybe we should call her Denise from now on. Denise. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sevan Matosian, you forgot a black, lesbian, transsexual, liberal Jew. I'm also Jewish. I'm not, but you know, for sake of barbell spin, I'm back. I figured it would be best if I jumped off when Caity was on. Oh, it's good. Caity's good, dude. Caity's a warrior. She's good. Obese Denise. Hey, I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I'm kind of done hating on Vivek for a few days. I'm back on the Vivek train. You know, Dream Rare is going to interview him on September 5th live on his Instagram. It's going to be crazy. That is going to be good. I'm going to try to get Dream Rare on September 6th and ask him about it. I don't advise you guys to watch a lot of things, but I would watch that September 5th. But here's Vivek with that douche from CNN who got fired. I don't know I forget what this guy's name is. This guy is a world-class ding-dong. But here's Vivek talking to him. How do you feel about the level of scrutiny that you are getting? Dumb question.
Feel about the level of scrutiny that you are getting and why you're getting it?
I feel good about it, Chris. The answer is if you can't handle the heat, you stay out of the kitchen. One of the rules I've applied in this campaign is we talk to everyone. Left, right, black, white, doesn't matter. If I'm going to run to sit across the table from Xi Jinping, I better be willing to sit across the table from anybody here at home. That goes for media and my fellow competitors on that debate stage. And I think that the reason we're having this kind of success, some of the polls coming out even today, having me now in second place solidly, is because I am speaking the truth without apology. And I've said this since the beginning. I'll say it again. I would rather share my convictions and lose this election than to win by playing some careful political snakes and ladders. But it turns out, Chris, that appears to be the winning strategy so far, and I'm going to stick to it.
Being honest. Hey, dude, I'm buying it. He's going and showing his face everywhere. Yeah, Cuomo is a hack. He's a drug pusher. His message got people killed. A lot of people. Yeah, he's and he's trying to weasel his way out of it too. I saw him in some interview where he's like, people are putting words in my mouth. It's like, dude, you stood up there and never stood up to Don Lemon. You let Don Lemon just bitch slap you.
How do you feel about the level?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm back on the Vivek train a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot of it. I'm back on. Cuomo is curling 60s on PBD. He's good in my book. I hear you. He's still, yeah, that is maybe where I saw the clips. It's still bullshit. You don't buy it. You don't buy it when Cuomo was walking his shit back on PBD, or you don't buy it about Vivek. Man, dude, Vivek's going everywhere. He'll talk to anybody. He's putting himself just. And the thing is he's bulletproof because he's honest. We don't have to watch. We don't watch him squirm. Climate change, hoax. Like no one, the people who other people who think that aren't going to say what he said. Climate change is the wet blanket on the U.S. economy. No one else is saying that. They're scared. At this point, it doesn't even matter if it's true or not. I was telling someone the other day, it doesn't. Every second right now, someone's car is being broken into and robbed, and a business is closing in the Bay Area in California. That can't continue, or else there will be a collapse of civilization. So I don't care whether you like Trump or not, you have to vote for him. You have to stop voting for Democrats. That's all because of Democrats. That's all because of what they call fighting racism, the George Floyd, the COVID-19. Remember, even COVID-19 was a whole racist thing. Do you remember that? They even couched that as racist. Got to give the vaccines to the underserved and marginalized first. All of that shit is we're not even going to have a civilization to argue about whether abortion should be legal or not soon. You just got it. It doesn't matter whether you like Trump or you're Republican or not. You just can't vote for Democrat anymore. You just got to stop. And it's like, and we just need honest people in there who are just telling the truth. I need to wear my Floyd 19 shirt more. Janelle Winston, are you sure he's honest? He could be a super duper liar. What's the word? A compulsive liar? Here's the thing. I hear you. He could be lying about all of those things. He could be. You're right. But he's not running from any of the questions. He's not running from any of the questions, like the way Nikki Haley answered it. He's not running. He's telling you how he feels. When they asked Nikki Haley about climate change, she's like, we need clean water and clean air. It's just like, dude. Yeah, even if those weights were fake, to me, it doesn't matter. I'm going just with what I have. You're right. I'm still, he could end up being a complete liar. But because he's telling the truth, he's free to go. In his mind, he's telling the truth. He can go on any of the shows. He's not being caught in any lies. I respect that. That's what I try to do on this show. In anytime you are caught doing something or like your shit's wrong, just fucking lean into it and admit it. It's the only way you can have a shitload of energy and kind of navigate all the terrains. Try not to guard any secrets. I hate what you just said, but it's true. So I'm going to read it. He's consistently answering the questions too. He's at least telling his truth. Oh, I know. Don't feel it, but I got to give him. I got to give Sean a pass for the way he used it right there. Sevan, please don't look down on the camera again. What do you mean, like that? Like that? What do you mean? Look down on the camera? It's just I don't even have a camera. I'm just. Anyway, September 5th, Dream Rare is. Let's go to Dream Rare's account and see if he's even advertising that. Dream Rare. Dream. I don't know why my Instagram account doesn't just pull people up anymore. Dream Rare. This guy. It's weird. This guy's so popular, and yet his account can't hit 500,000. I don't get it. Yeah, it looks like maybe it's here.
So first, let me just address a question that is on everybody's mind at home tonight. Who the heck is this skinny guy?
Let's see. I wonder why he's not. No guests advertise going on your show for some reason. So no guests advertise going on your show. I don't understand. Oh, you mean like before Caity went on, she didn't post, hey, I'm going on the Sevan Podcast, or before Torres went on, he didn't say I'm going on the Sevan Podcast? No, I'm saying why. I'm surprised Dream Rare isn't telling us that he's going to have Vivek on September 5th. Caved Astro, it seems like people either get stuck at 400 or 500,000 followers or blow up like the 2 million followers. Seems like something in the algorithm. Kristen Keller, he proposes personal responsibility, etc. It tells everyone to get the damn vax early on, then later criticizes how the pandemic was handled and how people shouldn't be forced to get it. Yeah, I hear you. I'm with you. And remember who developed it. Donald Trump developed it. Warp speed. And hey, you know what? He thought I do think he thought he was doing the right thing, or that he was getting paid to do the right thing. A lot of people probably thought that. Even my wife sometimes accuses me at one point of falling for the COVID story. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I was following that shit when it was on the boat. Remember when it was on the boat off the coast of Japan? That's where it started. I'll never forget. It was Brian Mulvaney told me. For those of you who know who that is, told me, hey, Sevan, there's a story going on regarding a virus that's off the coast of Japan in a cruise ship. This story's way up your alley. You should follow it. How about this? What I wrote? Oh yeah. This is, hey, how about this? Watch this. This will fuck you up. Watch this one. This is good. Here we go. I have kids. I can't burn the whole thing. Oh my God, they've taken away the audio on this. Holy shit. Maybe I can read it to you. We're undergoing a soft coup, and the idea is to create a whole new set of laws and ignore the existing human rights laws and other laws under the pretext of pandemic preparedness and the biosecurity agenda. 70 countries at least are involved with this, 50 supported by the US. And the justification requires you to believe that the pandemics are common and that they are caused by humans catching diseases from animals and from what they call spillover. And Fauci and Daszak have pushed this idea continuously over the past 3 years. And who's going along with this? Basically all the major multinational organizations, as well as all our health authorities. Wow, I can't believe the audio doesn't work on this. It's tripping me out. Yeah, I mean, she fucking nailed it. And I wrote here, it doesn't matter whether what she's saying is true or not true, because it's true. Like, that narrative is right. Who's in control of it? Is it just a convergence of interest? Whatever. I'm not saying that. Yeah, thank you. That's even better way to say it, Kevin. Thank you. She's not wrong. Whatever nuances there are to what she said, one thing she's for sure, she's not wrong. And it's crazy to think that not everyone sees that. Mad Marv, I think Vivek is just looking for the quickest link to power and will ride on the current wave. Right now, it's Trump VP before it was 49ers. He said he won't be the Trump VP. You think he's lying? Or that he know? I mean, we'll never know. Even if he does become Trump's VP, you never know whether, like, he just changed his mind. Hey, Judy Reed, not another Asian man being tased, please. Hey, you want to hear something crazy? Someone who was intimately involved with that event, I'll leave it at that. Intimately, like as intimate as you can be with that event, is a watcher of this show and reached out to us. Watcher of that show? A watcher of this show, the Sevan Podcast. And we're going to try to get him on and talk to him about that event. Crazy, right? Denise tasered him. No, Denise did not taser him. Clock, why are you and Greg so averse to the idea that people with converging interests would actually meet in private to coordinate their activity? No, we're not. We're not. Everyone does that. Everyone meets in private. We used to have meetings at CrossFit. We meet in private. And Matt Torres, I think, meets with Danielle Brandon in private. I'm not averse to it, but that a lot of things are a convergence of interests. But no, I don't think. I think Harvey Weinstein gets a blowjob from some actress and then calls over to the studio and is like, yeah, can you hook my girl up? I don't think necessarily he says because she blew me. But yeah, I think that happens. I think that the people at the NSCA, wouldn't be surprised if they call Coca-Cola and they're like, yeah, these people at CrossFit are kind of fucking with us and they hate you. And then Coca-Cola's like, yeah, we'll give you an extra $100,000 this year. Oh, Jake, you're fucking killing me. What is that picture? What's the plan for tomorrow? I don't know. But I'm stressed about it to the fucking max. So, and I don't stress. I want to do the CrossFit Games update show. I haven't sent out an email. I haven't invited anyone. I'm just driving all day tomorrow. I miss my studio. I miss my house. I miss all my objects. I miss my dog. Ooh, excuse me. Speaking of Vivek, here's his mom. Vivek's mom does stand-up, which is kind of cool.
No, it's complicated everywhere. My 11-year-old son came home from school the other day and he goes, Mom, my school has asked me to declare my pronouns. What should I say? I said, you tell them you are Indian, your pronoun is doctor.
Okay. See, so you see how that works? That's true, right? Because Indians become doctors. That's true. They're like smart. Like, is that making fun of them? That's cool. I'm cool with that, right? That's funny because it's like, it's true. It's cool. I don't think any doctors are going to be offended by that. Like if you're a white doctor, you're like, that's not true. I'm white. That's cool, right? That's cool. Oh, Nelly. Oh, no, you didn't, Sevi. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, no, you did. Yes, I did. This is probably going to have to be it. Look, it looks like Talena Fortunato. Oh, no, is that Ariel Lowen? Who's that in the foreground? Look at that. Jeez Louise. Looks like someone we know, doesn't it? She's laughing her ass off. Okay, here we go. Brace yourself, everyone. Take a deep breath.
Troy, you been with black women before? You have? And you with a white girl. What's the difference? We'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back. What's the difference, Troy? This nigga turned into a slave. Nigga, I don't know. As far as I know, there's no difference, huh? I've been with Miss Becky Bell my whole life. Nigga, talk to me. We free. This nigga nervous as shit. Oh. Oh, Lord. Down by the river. Oh, my Lord. Troy, you been with black women before?
God, that guy is so good. Holy shit. I need to invite him on the show. Aries Spears. Oh my God. 600,000 followers. My goodness. Man, he is good. He got a lot of different looks. Oh, you think that looked like Amanda Hari in the okay. Yeah, Slater, that dude's hilarious. God, that he is good. Great voice too. Let me see. Was that? I'm going through my list of show notes here. Remember when I used to only use the show notes for live call-in shows? Now the show's kind of different. Now when guests leave, I don't get off. 2 hours and 10 minutes. My God. We did. It doesn't matter if it's true because Kevin told us that she's not wrong. Oh, maybe I should save this. Yeah, I'll save this. Do you guys like James O'Keefe? We don't talk about him very much, but we probably should. I'm going to pull up his Instagram account. He's wild, man. He is something else. Oh, how do I turn on? I wonder how I turn on. Isn't there a way to turn on shit so that like whenever he posts something, I get a notification? He deserves that. What's this thing do? I don't even know what that button does. I'm not pushing it. Man, there's some good shit coming down the pipe here. He's working hard. I hope he's doing okay. I know they're trying to sue him into oblivion. Jake Chapman, wow, that's a really good point. James O'Keefe looks like Brian Spinn on creatine. That's wow. Okay. I see that. I see it. Oh, okay. Let's do this. This is good. I'll finish with this. Okay. So this is CrossFit.com's Instagram. I'm curious what you guys think about this. And it's Rebecca Fuselier. Rebecca Fuselier. Am I saying it right? Fuselier? Can't believe I got this right. I really like her. I think you guys really like her. She's a needle mover. She comes on the show. People like her. She's funny. She's sweet. She's pretty. She's smart. She's energetic. She's vulnerable. She gives of herself when she's on the show. She's got some underdog attributes. Sorry, Justin, if that's sorry if that's trademarked. I didn't say underdogs with an S. Underdog meaning she's little, right? She's challenged with her size. And I really like her. She's part Asian. Thank you. I didn't even know that, but okay. And so she's on here, and CrossFit reposts one of her videos, and of course it's funny and it's cool. Now, why is this guy J.R. Roberts posting now? Do one where the adult coach grooms the child athlete. Why? And then someone put, "Here we go. Can't wait to come back to this comment in an hour or two." Her husband is textbook groomer. I don't blame her. Listen, you don't blame her. Why the fuck are you calling her out? Let me guess. This guy loves Jesus. Let me click on that. Let me click his. Servant of Christ. Yeah, that's what Christ wants you to do. Good job. Why are you going after her if she was groomed? Is that like, why are you bringing that up? It's like, why are you going after her on this, her husband's not on this account. Save that energy and go address her, address it somewhere else. I can't tell if this is an attack too. It's even worse if you marry your coach, I've heard. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I can't tell if he's trying to be funny or attack her, and I'm just getting defensive for her. Why go after her? Let's say she was groomed, if you think that shit. Why are you going after her? She didn't do nothing. Jessica T. Yes, I love Miss Fusile. She has great energy. It's like someone getting beat up, and then you go after them for not being able to defend themselves. Fuck. Oh, clock. Here we go. Teenage girls have been married off to established 30-year-olds for millennia. It makes a lot of sense when you think about it. He's going after CrossFit for sharing the video, not Rebecca. Well, then fucking DM them on the side, not when she's fucking on there. It's like, fuck, dude, leave her the fuck alone. She didn't do anything. She's minding her own business. She's working hard. Hey, there have been, I guarantee you, Rambler, and I know this is very soft what I'm about to say, because what would the metrics be, and it could be a whole show, but I guarantee you that there's way more successful arranged marriages than there are successful marriages where people chose their mates. Let me just start by saying that. Let me repeat that. There's way more successful. Sevi, define successful. There's way more successful arranged marriages than there are marriages where people pick their own mate. I guarantee it. Willing to bet 2 inches of my cock on it. Now, are you arguing that one's better than the other? No, I'm just starting to add to the facts of what Clock is saying. John Williams, I agree with that, Sevan. Yeah. Like, this whole thing where you fall in love with someone and blah, blah, blah. That's like that. There was only like 50 years of that, right? And it's already gone. Don't think for a second that that's still what's happening now. Now it's men wearing fake Rolexes and women having surgical injections under their skin, which is causing people to fall in love. And if you think that that's fucking better than arranged marriages, then fucking me and you are on 2 different fucking planets. And once again, I'm not saying arranged marriages are the way or something I believe in. I just want to look at the facts, the truth. No one's like getting to know anyone these days in this fucking country. These fucking idiots giving their kids cell phones when they're fucking kids. No one's even raising their kids anymore. Someone made the fucking dumbest comment ever on a fucking one of my YouTube videos that Josh Bridges was on. And I don't know how to respond to it because I don't want it to sound like I'm putting Josh down at all, but I'm not. But don't fucking compare me to any parent who's not raising their fucking kids. I raise my fucking kids. I don't send them off to a fucking camp where they spend 9 hours behind a fucking chain link fence. I'm raising my kids. Do not compare what I'm doing to people who send their kids away to indoctrination camp. Unless you're going to clarify that. I mean, I'm more than happy to be like, hey, let's talk about the difference between indoctrination camps and raising your own kids. I'm totally fine with that. But don't try to just like compare like, man, when I bite into an orange, it tastes like shit compared to when I bite into an apple. Yeah, dumb fuck, it's got a peel. Sean Lenderman, when Sevi yells and cusses, I get oddly turned on. Yeah, it's because you know I can suck a golf ball through 50 feet of garden hose with one breath. Does anyone know what movie that's from? Eddie Murphy. Oh, fuck, what movie was that? God damn it, what movie was that? Like Trading Places? No. Beverly Hills Cop 1 or 2, I think. Thank you, Jake. I was good at 50 feet of garden hose. It was forced. I just wanted to say it. Hey, Mason Mitchell putting his hand on his forehead. Mason, that's what I think every time I see you on that dumbass bike. I much preferred looking at your bicep, adjusting the monitor of your forced bicep shot, adjusting the monitor on a Concept 2 rower. I might see a picture. I want to be like, why? Why is he on a bike? I see you, Cave. Jody, thanks for the money. I keep seeing like that $99.99. Makes my day worth it. comparing me. And then this person goes on to say, and they're talking about how I'm an old dad that's like acts like an old man and is all concerned and hyper protective over my kids. And Josh is a great young strong dad who lets his kids be free and make decisions and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Okay, I'm fine with that. And then the person finishes with, and I'm from Europe, so I know. You're from fucking Europe, and you know. Go get your 8th booster, you douche. You're from Europe, and you know. You know my nuts. You know how to grab your fucking ankles. You know you're from Europe. No shit. There's this as you guys know, I'm in Newport Beach, California, and the beach is like literally it's that way, but when I point that way, the picture makes it seem like it's that. Anyway, it's close. I could throw a rock and hit the ocean. In 10 minutes, I could be, in 30 seconds, I could be down there surfing in the ocean. Yesterday, I spent 2 hours body surfing in the ocean with my kids. And there's a pathway here in front of the ocean that just goes in between. I've told you, just fucking as far as the eye can see in both directions, homes that are between $5 million and I don't know, $40 million. They're all pushed up against each other and they're pushed up against the sand. And then there's the Pacific Ocean. And there's this path that goes down between the homes and the beach, and super clean. It's just nice. And there's a school also sitting on the beach, an elementary school. And every day we fucking skateboard by it. I look at and I look at the kids behind the chain link fence and I look at my kids. I'm like, you want to go back there behind the fence? They're like, no, sir. No, we don't. I said, all right, be cool then. Keep winning jiu-jitsu tournaments. Keep fucking doing ollies. Keep beating just beat one Asian kid at tennis. We're good. You stay out from behind the chain link fence. That's it. And give your kid a phone and call yourself a fucking parent. How we do it? Slamming the Europeans. I'm here for you, Sevi. Please attack the Canadians and Rain Friend before you go, and I'll send you some moolah. Moolah? Is that racist? Moolah? Is moolah racist? Isn't there some people who fall under a moolah? I'm not hungry or sleepy. Dude, you know what I did last night? At 9 o'clock, Avi's like, hey, let's play Go Fish. I'm like, okay. We played Go Fish from 9 to 10:30 and a couple other card games with the boys. We had a huge, ridiculously large bag of beef jerky, a huge basket of raspberries, and I may or may not had tequila mixed with Polaris sparkling water. And I just feel huge this morning. Like it's crazy. Definitely not hungry or whatever you said. Jake Felton, Jesus Christos. I was 16 before having a phone. Then he says the F word. My parents literally took me everywhere. They knew where we were at. Yeah. It's so fun raising my kids. No pistachios. I looked yesterday at the market to see if they had pistachios. I would have got those, but I didn't. Do your kids have Rubik's Cubes? Duh. Thank you, Judy. Of course they do. Thank you, though. Yes. And they haven't figured out how to even solve one side nor take them apart and reassemble them. So nothing special there. All right. Great show. Don't have a plan for tomorrow. I should probably call John Young. He's the staple of the John and Caleb and Souza of the CrossFit Games Update show. Jace has been doing a shitload of them too. I guess I should figure out what we're doing tomorrow night. Jeffrey Birchfield, loving the headphones. I know, but I'm getting some weird distortion that's making me think that when I talk, you guys are hearing the distortion too, and that's really bothering me. Might have to retire these. Sebi, can we send you gifts? Yeah, please, always. I love getting mail. Since I've been a little kid, I love getting mail. Please. I'd hang out for another 20 minutes, but I gotta pee. We talked about Fusale. Be cool to her, everyone. Just chill. Don't be chill. What's this? One more? Maybe one more? Oh, maybe not that one. We talk about homeless people. Did we talk about Clarissa Shields boxing? Not that. How about this one? Trump supporter? No, definitely not that one. All right. How about Caity coming on talking about thanks, John. I appreciate it. John Williams, great show. What about Caity coming on and just talking about Tyson Bagent? That was great. Whoo. Holy shit, that's a first. All right.